Welcome to another Monday mindfulness meditation, October 5th. As the days here in the Northern Hemisphere grow shorter and the nights grow longer and the leaves change and we contemplate and prepare ourselves for whatever is coming down the path. Yeah. I heard you speaking about Thich Nhat Hanh as I came into the room, and that also was news that affected me very strongly this morning, to hear that he had stopped eating. And it sounded as if that was it, or it could be it. I did hear later this afternoon that it may not be the definitive time that he actually stops eating and starts eating on a pretty regular basis. And I did notice in the message that was circulating so virally this morning, it started by saying, how did it go? It was a little bit vague. It was like, we have heard that he has stopped eating, but it didn't say who has heard, and it wasn't coming from the official source. So I did check into that, and I did not get an official message about his, sort of imminent departure. And so I'm waiting for that. But it did impact me very strongly to think that he could be on his way out. And the truth is that he'll be 94 on October 11th. And he is very diminished from his stroke. His stroke was 6 years ago, and he's been hanging on for all this time, and his lifespan is limited. So I bow in gratitude. I deeply bow in gratitude to Thich Nhat Hanh, who is really like the most important living source of refuge in my life, my greatest teacher. And I've learned so much from him, from his teachings, and from his example. And starting very young, I met him in the mid-'80s on his second trip to the United States to teach. And so those were some amazing times, and they have just continued in all kinds of ways over all these many years. So whatever is in store, we know that death can come at any time. And I want us all to honor him for the great gift of his life. He's a living Buddha amongst us. He really is. So we do our best to embody his teachings, and that is how he will continue. And that's how he always said he will continue. And the Buddha, as he also said, is found in the Sangha. So we each carry a piece of him and of his beautiful teachings. I wanted to also let you all know that my very dear friend, a woman by the name of Joanna Harcourt Smith, is also in the process of dying. And I'm bowing in gratitude to her for being such an amazing woman, such a dear friend. And yesterday I visited her with Hugh. she told me she was complete. And she asked me to read a poem, and she described a path up the mountain. And there was beautiful flowers all around. And she was smiling. And she was obviously tired of fighting. And Hugh said, "You can fight cancer, but you can't fight death." She told me she realized what a waste of time it is to live in judgment. And I know she's ready to go, but losing her is really bittersweet. So my prayer for her, now that I think that she's arrived at that shore, and for all of us, is to live a life of no regret. Whatever we need to do to come to that peace within ourselves, so that we can die smiling. It says in the opening verses that we invoke every week that death can come at any time. And so we remember that. And it's so true. It can come at any time. And we meditate in order to be able to practice opening now to that vast expanse. We practice meditation so that when our time comes, if we're so lucky that we can be prepared to open as wide as the world, even wider, beyond conception, without fear. We practice meditation to stop the distractions that run our lives, so that we can open ourselves to the places where we get stuck and transform them. It takes courage to face ourselves completely the way Joanna is right now, reckoning. It takes courage to do that, just as it is going to take all the courage we have to die, to go into that. So what is 15 or 20 minutes of sitting still to train ourselves in stopping the incessant busyness of our minds that keep us going around and around and around in our suffering and in our unconscious behavior, our judgment. So, but when we come into stillness, we can observe our own minds. We can notice when we're in that place, this place of silence, supported by the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. We can notice our own impulse to move around distractedly, to get up and do whatever it is that's, so important. We notice the impulse. but we don't indulge it. This is training. This practice is training to notice the habits that we, are so involved in, and not indulge them for this little bit of time. 2 hours we're together. 15 minutes we sit in meditation. If we don't practice stilling and quieting down the busy mind now, how do we ever hope to have that quality of openness and freedom at the time of death? This is a, incredible opportunity. So our assignment is to create an opening in our hearts to see beyond the veil of what limits us in our ordinary reality, all the way to the true source. Every week when we meet, or every other week, as the case may be, I want us to, as we come into the practice, to imagine ourselves in a temple. Together, in person. We've entered a sacred space. It's a beautiful space. And we honor each other's presence by sitting very nicely, like we were at a formal dinner or something, We sit very nicely, very upright. We breathe very mindfully, like on our best behavior, as if the great master were right in front of us. We take our seat and we bow. And we walk our walking meditation as if the earth herself is that great master, and every single step is holy. That's how we practice. We bring everything to it. And we listen to the sound of the bell as if it is the most beautiful sound in the world, reminding us to come back to our true self, back to the present moment, the only moment there is. This precious human lifetime that we have been given to wake up. This is how we practice to meet our moment, to meet the fulfillment of our lifetime. This is training. This is not just, sitting back and like hanging out. I mean, it's kind of funny, isn't it? It is sort of that too. And it should be enjoyable. But this is the ground. This is really what we're doing. And we don't really think about it too much because we don't really want to think about all that stuff, do we? So the posture that we come into when we sit up, so important to facilitate the awareness that we are inviting to integrate into the way we move through our lives, and to really be aware of that tendency to want to fidget and move around. This practice is like I keep saying, training. So when we sit in this kind of a practice, we actually sit still. We sit still. We don't even scratch. Some Zen traditions, you know, they'll hit you on the back of your neck if you scratch. It's training. Get here right now. Just this. So we don't need to be quite that fierce, maybe, but it's an opportunity to really pay attention. And enter the silence as well. Enter the silence. Precious silence, where most of our lives are filled up with so much sound and activity coming at us from all directions. So in this practice, we come into also that quiet. And from that place, we can open to something else. So find your comfortable position, your seat, and take it as if you are in that temple. And it is in the presence of all of us there, along with our greatest teachers, who are showing us the way. That quality of presence is inviting us to embody our own experience even more powerfully than we ever have, and to show up knowing that as we do, we are ever more able to show up for others and to meet the moment in all the ways it arises in these times, which are asking so much of us. Okay? So I'm going to offer the incense. And if you have the opening verses, please get them out. We'll do them together. And when we come back, I do have some guidance for the beginning of the meditation that I'd love to share to go into the sitting. And then we'll follow our regular route, sitting and walking and sitting again, with all we can bring to the moment. In gratitude, we offer this incense to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas throughout space and time. May it be fragrant as Earth herself, reflecting our careful efforts, our wholehearted awareness, and the fruit of understanding slowly ripening. May we and all beings be companions of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May we awaken from forgetfulness and realize our true calm. Perfection of wisdom, mother of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and all beings, nourishing, holding, and healing all, great Mother Earth, precious jewel of the cosmos, to you we bow in gratitude. We take refuge in the earth as our teacher, the one who shows us the way in this life. We take refuge in the earth as an expression of the dharma, the teachings of interbeing, understanding, and love. We take refuge in the earth as an embodiment of the Sangha, the vast interdependent community of life in balance and harmony. Living within the web of life on earth, we dedicate ourselves to embodying awakened awareness on the path of healing in service to all beings. We dedicate our lives to realizing our oneness with Gaia. This precious human form is difficult to obtain and embodies opportunities and resources. Give me the energy to realize its potential. The ultimate foe, the Lord of Death, can come at any time. Give me the energy to live a life of no regret. The laws of the way things are work internally. Give me the energy to live without shame. Suffering is present in all 6 realms. Give me the energy not to take birth in these states. The reliable and definite refuges are the 3 jewels. Give me the energy to trust them. The 6 kinds of beings are as kind as my parents. Give me the energy for loving kindness and compassion. In the end, my mind is nothing but being as truth. Give me the energy to attain a stable understanding. May all beings enjoy happiness and the seeds of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the seeds of suffering. May they not be separated from great happiness, free from suffering. May they dwell in great equanimity, free from passion, aggression, jealousy, and ignorance. So please settle now into your posture. Pay attention to how you're sitting. Make sure that you're comfortable. Let your head be upright, resting on your neck and shoulders. Back with able to allow your heart an opening in the front of your body. And your hips underneath your shoulders. Your bottom settling now into your seat. Your legs and feet firmly beneath you, providing a strong foundation, supporting you in your practice. And take a deep breath. And hold it for a moment and then exhale fully. And another deep, slow in-breath, going all the way from the bottom to the top. And pausing just for a moment before you release the breath and exhale fully. And do that again. Breathing in and out. Deep and slow. Bringing calm and ease. With a smile and a release. Whenever you need to, you can come back to the breath, just like that. Whenever the mind starts getting busy. This is not a time for thinking. So now let your breath just find its own natural rhythm. And gradually turn your attention inward. Be aware of the stillness in your body, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Give your body your loving attention. As your body rests in the warmth of your own awareness, every cell responds. Feel a sense of well-being from this caring attention. and rest in stillness. If your mind wanders, just gently bring it back. It's one thing to be physically still, and another thing to be aware of that stillness. When you are aware of stillness, it will support you. And through the doorway of stillness, now gradually become aware of simply being open. Open to glimpsing the unbounded sacred space of your own inner refuge. And now listen and hear the silence in and around you. Listen with your entire body. Feel the silence throughout your whole being. And gradually, through this door of silence, allow yourself to experience a deep sense of peace. As you rest here, awareness of unbounded space dawns, fresh, clear, lively, and you connect with your authentic presence. Now draw clear and open attention to your heart. Be aware of this spaciousness at the center of your being, in your heart. This space is like a clear, open sky. You are that sky. Be aware of it. Feel it. Connect with it. When the sky is clear, the sun shines, and you feel its warmth. Allow a sense of warmth to arise within you. Feel and connect with that genuine warmth. And just rest right there for the rest of the meditation.